The year is 1908. In the ruins of the Minoan palace of Phaistos on the island of Crete, a team of Italian archaeologists is carefully digging through the dust of ages. They are unearthing the remnants of a civilization that vanished into legend, the world of the Minotaur and the Labyrinth. On July 3rd, an archaeologist named Luigi Pernier is clearing a layer of ash and earth in an underground temple repository when his trowel hits something flat and hard. He pulls it from the earth. It's a small, unassuming disc of fired clay, about the size of a human hand. At first, it looks like just another piece of broken pottery, but as he cleans it, his breath catches. The disc is covered, on both sides, in a perfect, elegant spiral of strange symbols. Tiny pictures of plumed heads, flying birds, ships, and flowers, stamped into the clay with meticulous precision. He is holding a message, perfectly preserved for nearly 4,000 years. There is just one problem. It is written in a language that no one has ever seen before, and that no one on Earth can read. This is the story of the Phaistos disc, a locked diary from a lost civilization. And the secret it holds has driven scholars and cryptographers to the brink of madness for over a century. Because unlocking it might not just tell a story, it might rewrite the history of technology itself. To understand the disc, you have to understand the people who created it, the Minoans. Flourishing on the island of Crete over 4,000 years ago, they were Europe's first great civilization. A powerful maritime empire that built sprawling labyrinthine palaces like Knossos and Phaistos, complete with advanced plumbing and stunning, vibrant frescoes. They were a culture of artists, sailors, and engineers. They were the historical seed for the myth of Atlantis. They were a people who were almost completely silent to us. The Minoans had their own sophisticated writing systems, known as Cretan, hieroglyphics, and linear A. We have thousands of examples of these scripts on clay tablets. But despite a century of effort, neither has ever been fully deciphered. We can read their numbers, understand a few words related to agriculture, but their history, their religion, their stories, all of it, remains locked away. The Phaistos disc is the most famous and most baffling puzzle from this already silent world. What makes the disc so extraordinary is not just its unknown language, but how it was made. The 241 characters arranged in their spiral are not hand-drawn. They were individually stamped into the wet clay using a set of 45 distinct punches or seals. This is, in essence, a form of movable type, an ancient printing press from the Bronze Age. This technology, the ability to reproduce text using pre-made character stamps, is something that historians believed was invented by Johannes Gutenberg in the 15th century. And here it is, in a form that predates him by 3,000 years. The existence of the Phaistos disc suggests a level of technological thinking that simply shouldn't have existed in 1700 BC. It's a complete outlier, an anomaly so profound that some have even questioned if it can possibly be real. For over 100 years, the world's best minds have thrown themselves at the Phaistos disc, and it has broken every single one of them. The challenge is immense. In cryptography, you need certain things to crack a code. You need a large amount of text to analyze the frequency of letters and patterns. The disc has only 241 characters, which is far too short. You need to know what language the text is written in. We have no idea. Is it an ancient form of Greek? Is it a Semitic language from Egypt or the Levant? Or is it the lost indigenous Minoan language, a language with no known relatives? Most importantly, you need a Rosetta Stone, a second text with the same message written in a known language. No such object for the Minoan scripts has ever been found. With no clear path forward, scholars have been left to theorize. Some believe the text is a sacred hymn. Dr. Gareth Owens, a linguist, who has spent 30 years on the puzzle, claims to have identified the phonetic values for some of the signs and believes. He can read phrases related to a pregnant mother goddess, a central figure in Minoan religion. Others argue it's a legal document, a treaty between two cities, with the formal stamps giving it official authority. Some have tried to prove it's an astronomical calendar, or even a magical curse. The disc is such a perfect enigma that it has become a mirror, reflecting the theories of whoever dares to look at it. The mystery deepened in 1934, when another discovery was made in a cave at Archaeological. A massive bronze axe head, a votive offering, was unearthed, and on it were several symbols that were eerily similar to those on the Phaistos disc. It was a tantalizing clue, proof that the disc script wasn't a complete one-off. It wasn't a Rosetta Stone. It was just another riddle from the same lost world. The disk's complete uniqueness has led some to a radical, almost heretical theory that the Phaistos disk is a forgery, an elaborate hoax created by its discoverer, Luigi Pernier, to bring fame and glory to himself and his excavation. The arguments are circumstantial, but intriguing. Why has no other disk, nor any of the 45 stamps used to make it, ever been found in a century of digging? Why was the disk found in an archaeological layer that contained a mix of artifacts from different time periods, making its date uncertain? Why did Pernier handle it so carelessly at first and delay its full publication? Could one of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world be nothing more than a clever fraud? For the vast majority of archaeologists, the answer is a firm no. Scientific tests show the clay was fired at temperatures consistent with Minoan kilns. The symbols on the Archaeological axe discovered by others lend it authenticity. The hoax theory remains a fringe idea. The disk is almost certainly a genuine message from the Bronze Age, which makes its silence even more profound. This real, tangible mystery of the Phaistos disk stands in stark contrast to another, more famous story of untranslatable stone disks. In the 1960s, a sensational story emerged about a 1938 expedition in the Himalayas that supposedly found a cave filled with the tiny skeletons of an alien race. Next to them, the story goes, were hundreds of stone discs with spiral grooves containing a hieroglyphic language. When translated by a Chinese scientist, they allegedly told the story of the Dropa, a race of aliens whose spaceship had crashed on Earth 12,000 years ago. It's a fantastic story, but that's all it is. The scientists, the expedition, the discs themselves, no verifiable proof for any of it has ever been produced. The Dropa stones are a modern myth. The Phaistos disk, however, sits in the Heraclean Archaeological Museum in Crete. You can go see it. It is real, and that makes it infinitely more mysterious. Its silence isn't the silence of fiction. It's the silence of a real lost history. We are left where we began, holding a message in a bottle from a world that is sunk beneath the waves of time. The Phaistos disk is a testament to a moment of incredible, lost ingenuity, the invention of printing 3,000 years too early. An idea so advanced it seems to have died with the civilization that created it. Will we ever crack the code? With the advent of artificial intelligence and machine learning, there is always hope. An AI can analyze patterns and test linguistic models at a speed no human ever could. Perhaps one day a computer will find the key, and this 4,000-year-old message will finally be read aloud. But what if it isn't? What if it remains silent forever? Does that make it a failure? Or does its eternal, frustrating mystery make it an even greater treasure? It is a perfect symbol for the vastness of our own forgotten history. A beautiful, tantalizing reminder that for all we have learned about the ancient world, we are still standing on the shore of a great silent ocean, able to see the strange objects that wash up, but unable to hear the stories they carry. The Phaistos disk is a message we cannot read. But what about a manuscript that we can read, but whose meaning seems to predict our own future? If you were captivated by the riddle of the Phaistos disk, you must explore the prophecies of Nostradamus, the man whose cryptic writings have been a source of fascination and terror for 500 years.